Hi everyone, I think we're live. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm just going to check out the stream on another device to make sure it's working. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope you're doing fine. Just hey, can you hear me guys? Let me know. All clear, perfect. Thank you, Fish Whisperer. Good, excellent. So bit of a new one on me. I'm actually live streaming on my MacBook, which I've never done before. I'm just wearing Apple headphones and just very much a run and go. No fancy stuff, just to chat with you guys, mainly to say thanks for being part of the community, and we could do a bit of a Q&A, a general chat. You can chat amongst yourselves in the live chat as well. And yeah, it's just really good to see you guys. So loads of you here already. That's great to see. Thank you so much. Crowders Aquatics, oi oi. So yeah, got quite a lot of news for you and a couple of announcements as well. Some exciting stuff coming up in the near future and for the longer term future as well. And you guys are the first to know because you've taken the time out of your day to jump on the stream, and I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all of you for subscribing. Nearly reaching the 100,000 mark soon, hopefully. I was hopeful I'll get it on my birthday. How cool would that be, reaching 100,000 on my birthday, which is August the 22nd. So we're on August the 11th now, and so that's 11 days. And I'll just show you exactly how many subscribers I've got. I'm not one to kind of focus too much on numbers, but it is a milestone. 100,000 subscribers is for me a pretty big deal. I kind of dreamed about it years ago when I first started YouTube. So I don't know if you can see that, guys. 98,710. So by my calculation, that's 1,290 to go. So if we divide 1,290 by 11 days, that's 117 extra subscribers a day I need to get. If I show you the current rate of growth there, I don't know if you can see that clearly. So I'm kind of averaging between 100 and 200 a day. So it could coincide with me. The 100,000 could coincide exactly with my birthday. Have a guess, guys. How old do you think I'm going to be on my next birthday? Don't be afraid to offend me. I'm not easily offended. So just have a guess. How old do you think I am? Some of you might know already. 22, 35, 36, 45, Justine. Get off the chat. 42, Northies nailed it. Yes. Dan Cutefish, 35. Thank you so much. I'm going to be 43 on my next birthday. So thank you for everyone that said I was younger. It's only a state of mind age anyway. It's just a number, right? So 22 was a joke. What? 42, Elon. Hello, mate. So there's quite a few of you I recognise on the chat. There's loads of you watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's start off with some news. What can I tell you? Very soon I will be doing an update on the gallery. I've just come back from a holiday, from vacation in Ibiza. I don't know if you know Ibiza, beautiful place, a Spanish island, party town, party island, but there's another part of it that's very kind of chilled and family friendly, which is where I was. So 7 days there. And one of the things I did at home in the gallery was turn all of the aquarium lights off for the 7 days. Now, the reason for that was, a big reason was I didn't want to come home to algae. I didn't want to come home to excessive growth. So I thought, let's turn the lights off. Also, the Aquascape 600, I didn't have any CO2. The CO2 ran out. I was using disposable bottles, and I knew that would run out whilst I was away. So if I did decide to leave the lights on and the tank ran out of CO2, then I would have for sure come home to a load of algae. So that was the reason I turned the lights off. I came back and I've got to say, very pleased to say, most of the tanks look absolutely fine. I'll give you a full video update, but just as a sneak preview, I will tell you that the Aquascape 600, the Monte Carlo, and the hairgrass have suffered quite considerably. They've gone really pale. They've started to melt. There is signs of new growth, so I'm hopeful that it will make a full recovery, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll do a full video update for you guys in the near future. Oh, Ginger Graves, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Ginger Graves, I call her Gigi. Yes, thank you so much. Gigi is a very loyal follower and commentator on my channel, so I really appreciate you, Ginger. I'm very grateful for the $10. Thank you so much. Lizzie Block's in the house. Thanks for joining, Lizzie. And Lizzie's been moderating already by the look of it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you, Lizzie, and hopefully see you soon at Aquascaping. Yes, exciting. Okay, I'm going to ignore the sort of the comments coming through and carry on with the news. Oh, we've got another $10 super chat. Let me just answer the question quickly. If you do want a guaranteed question answering, then leave a super chat. It just gives me a really easy way to find you because there's hundreds of comments coming up. So Alex Niebnen, mosses and booses without soil in the tank is okay. When you think without soil isn't to do. So I don't really understand the question. Mosses and booses without soil in the tank is okay. Yes, because mosses and booses are epiphyte plants. It means they're attached to the decor, they wood or rock. They don't need the soil. Although the soil does provide benefits to the whole aquarium system, it tends to lower the hardness and the pH of the water, which most plants prefer. It can provide nutrients to the water as well as the roots. So they can benefit epiphyte plants from a soil substrate, but you don't need them. But you will need to provide some form of water column fertilization. So you will need to add, ideally, liquid fertilizer. I hope that answers your question. And thank you so much, Alex, for the $10 super chat. Okay. I'm going to carry on with news and then I'll look through the comments in a bit. So that's a bit of an update from the gallery. Come back from the holiday. Most of the tanks are looking fine. The 600, not so great, but hopefully it will make a full recovery. Tomorrow, I'm going out on the road in the UK. I'm going to be visiting my friend Matt Amin, who is actually an aquarium maintenance guy and installation guy, does custom builds. So I'll be doing some filming there. And hopefully do a vlog for you, and also visiting a well-known reef aquarium store called Reef Keeper Windsor, which has got some really nice reef stuff in there. So if any of you are into reef tanks, then look out for that. So I think they do regular tropical stuff as well. So it could be a nice shop tour for you. That's tomorrow. And then what else have I got this week? Actually, oh gosh, I nearly forgot. I'm off. Some of you may have seen the huge 7,500 gallon or 28,000 litre planted aquarium we did in Hamburg in the big public aquarium in the zoo. I'm actually going there this Thursday to do an update video. So I'm so excited for this. I was kindly invited over by Denelay, who are a German aquarium plant company. And I helped aquascape this monster tank. It was about 30 feet long, and we actually climbed inside it to aquascape it. If anyone's watching, they can find the link maybe to the video. You feel free to post it on the chat, and people can have a look at that. So really excited to see it. The plants have been growing in really well, apparently. The water's absolutely clear. I think there's some fish in there now. So really excited to bring you a full update video on that. And I'll hopefully get some interviews as well with the curator, maybe some of the staff, and maybe a behind the scenes look at the equipment. And I'm there all day and some of the next day as well. So should be a really, really good update video for you. I can't really show you the gallery from where I am now. The cichlid tank isn't looking so great. I don't know if I switch my laptop around. I'm not going to show you the other tanks because that's going to spoil it for the proper video that I do soon. So you can see the cichlid tank here. It's obviously viewing it from end on. Looking good. I mean, there's lots of algae in there. It needs a water change. The glass needs cleaning, the rocks need cleaning, but the fish are happy. So fish are happy. George is happy. I don't know what fish are in the monster tank. I want to shout out to Spencer Bray. Thank you, mate. I'm not going to go into details about Spencer, but we had a bit of an email exchange, and I just want to give him a special shout out, and I hope you're doing well, mate. Okay, so we've got another super chat. Balash Magasparty. When you come into Bristol, we would love wash. No plans to be in Bristol in the near future. Bristol's sort of West Country, isn't it? I was actually in Taunton recently. I'll let you know, mate. Some really lovely comments, guys. Really appreciate all the nice comments, and so many to read out. Unfortunately, I can't really read them out all at once. So carry on with the news. So that's a big deal. The 7,500 gallon Aquascape update is going to hopefully be one of the best videos that I've done so far on the channel. And actually, my last video that I uploaded was my 500th YouTube video, believe it or not. Not many people know that I've been uploading YouTube videos since 2006. So I think it's actually even before King of DIY started, although he's been more kind of prolific and posted more in the early days. I posted very infrequently, and they weren't really me. There's no me in the video. There was just sort of compact camera looking at a tank, no editing, no music, just really terrible. But I have been uploading YouTube videos for 13 years, which is pretty insane. Liam Harris, you ever done psychedelics? Can't possibly answer that question, but let's just say my mind has been expanded. It's funny. Oh, Gigi's asked the question, how's my book coming along? Slowly, I'll just say that. It's coming along and it will be done in time, but it's not as far along as I was hoping. I've just been so busy. Okay, more news. I'll get obsessed with the comments. There's so many coming through. If you do like the chat, guys, I know it's not a particularly high quality chat, just me kind of chatting on the MacBook. But if you are enjoying it, then hit that like button, and it just helps to trigger the algorithm, and hopefully more people can watch the chat and spread the beautiful world of aquascaping. Jose Rodriguez, hey, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, Jose. Because of you, I became very interested in aquascaping, and I know I am in love with the hobby, mostly plants. Keep on scaping. Thank you so much for the chat. I really appreciate it. Very grateful that you've discovered aquascaping and you're enjoying it. That means the world to me. It seriously does. Thank you. So more news. So the book, ongoing. That's going to be hopefully finished by October, and then hopefully it might be published, I don't know, early 2020. There will be opportunities to buy copies from me as well, and I can sign them and put a personalized message in there, I'm sure. So this is something we can talk about these details more as the book gets published. Other news, I do have some exciting news. Most of you have heard of Tropica Aquarium Plants. They sponsor my channel and I do a lot of work for them in Denmark. They have released some limited edition prints of their watercolors from aquatic plants. So these are beautiful. Check these out. I'm not sure what the quality will be like. Really good quality paper, like a card. Really good quality print. And watercolors. So these are the original artworks, or prints of the original artworks commissioned by Tropica. I think in the 70s or 1980s, and they've done a rerun of the prints, and they are available, I think, from certain stores. I will release more details as I know myself. If you follow Tropica on Facebook, if you've got a Facebook account, then make sure you follow Tropica Aquarium Plants. There is a bit of a sneak preview of these. I think I'm the first guy in the world to actually receive them. So very, very grateful of that. And there's lots of different species. So how cool are these? So what I was thinking as part of my 100,000 giveaway is maybe sign these for you or send them, and you can put them up in your living room, your lounge, your study, bedroom, or wherever. But I just think they're absolutely beautiful, really unique, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to show them to you. How cool are those? So yeah, as part of my 100K giveaway, I'm sure I'll be able to give some of these away. And they do bigger versions as well. They do like A4 size. Are you guys familiar with A4? I think maybe even bigger than A4. But they're beautiful. I really love them. It's quite common to see really high quality photos of aquarium plants, but to get to watercolor, I think it's just really unique, really special. Staragini repens there, one of my favorites. Then the Fila Hipporoides. There's quite loads. Bacopa australis. Utricularia. Only plant that I've tried that I cannot grow. Anyone succeeded with this plant? Absolute nightmare. Hate it. Will one day succeed with it. I think it needs softer water. That's my problem. I have really hard water here. So hopefully one day I can succeed with Utricularia. Who was the artist? I don't know, actually, unfortunately. I will. This is a massively kind of exclusive sneak preview. I'm probably not even allowed to show you these, so I'll probably get in trouble. That's all part of the fun, right? So I will give you as much detail as I can as I find out more. I am visiting Tropica towards the end of the month, and I'll get all the information about these and how you can obtain them. I'm sure they'll be available in the US, but I can't guarantee that. Okay, more news. We've got another super chat. €2. Tank heavily infested with hair algae. What do I do? It's such a complex question without knowing all of your circumstances, all of your equipment, all of your maintenance regimes. But fundamentally, algae is caused by poor plant growth and probably poor maintenance practice. So focus on really healthy plants, keeping them really healthy, maintaining the tank perfectly, having lots of plants, make sure they're fast growing, and then you won't get algae. If you watch my playlist on the Aquascape 1200, I got really bad algae issues, and I showed you exactly what I did to get over them. I didn't use any chemicals. I just relied on planting with more heavily with fast-growing, mainly weeds, fast-growing stem plants, big water changes, keeping an eye on CO2, liquid fertilizers, and now the tank is algae-free. Keep on rambling. Well, there you go. That's what I'm doing right now, I think. More news. So September, Aquashella is coming up in Chicago. So for those that don't know, Aquashella is a hobbyist event, aquarium hobbyist event in Chicago. Not in Chicago. I guess it is in Chicago. It was in Dallas. I was in Dallas there last year. Was it earlier this year? I can't remember. The years go so fast. But organised by Fritz Aquatics, Coral Fish 12G. You might know him, very big YouTuber as well. And an amazing event. I think King of DIY is going. Corey from Aquarium Co-op will be there as well as keynote speaker. I'll be speaking there, doing an aquascaping demonstration. And I'll be there with Awaze and Tropica, doing live demonstrations, and we're hoping to organise a live Biorb Air Terra scaping contest as well. So this is going to be really exciting. So really look forward to that, and obviously I'll be vlogging my time there as well to keep you guys, updated and informed of all the exciting things that are going on there. Yeah, I'll do some Q&As after the news. Yeah, thank you for your patience. Thank you so much for the super chat, Joanne. Really appreciate it. I don't think I'll be scaping against Jerry again. I've lost 2 times in a row, so 3 times in a row is just too embarrassing. He might be scaping against someone else, but I think I'll step down and let someone else have a go. I think we all know it's a popularity contest anyway. Okay, guys. Other quick news is Aquatic Experience in October, so similar kind of thing. I'll be there in a similar capacity and give you guys updates from there as well. And that's about it for the news. Let's go into some Q&A. So apologies for not answering any Q&As that you've done already, but if you start right now, then I will be doing my best to answer as many of you as I can. If you want a Q&A absolutely guaranteed, then drop me a super chat and I will notice it straight away because it gets highlighted on my feed and then I can zoom in on that. Dave B says IOPLC, which is, if you didn't know, International Aquatic Plant Layout Contest. I didn't compete this year. I didn't have anything that I felt was good enough. Michael Largent, do you have a PO box to receive any fan appreciation? No, I don't. I've never really thought about that. I know some other YouTubers have PO boxes for fan mail and stuff, but I've never really considered that. That's maybe a good idea. Yeah, I'll have a think about that. Thank you, Michael. Northy, will there be a digital edition of your book? Foreign books are hard to get here. Very possibly. I can't guarantee that. I'll have a look at the contract, but I vaguely remember there will be ebooks available. So hopefully the answer is yes. Tanvir Sheikh, why do my baby tears plant get really dark green on top and olive color at the bottom of leaves? Is it iron? Hard to say. If you're injecting CO2, then it could be a CO2 issue, maybe poor circulation. It could be poor nutrients. It could be iron, but actually it's normally another nutrient. So whatever fertilizer you're dosing, just try dosing more of it and see what happens, and then go from there. Sharaf Play says, what is the difference between Microsorum, Terapus trident and narrowleaf Java fern? Well, trident fern has the leaf shape is very different. It has 3 kind of prongs. It has it grows differently. It has 1 kind of narrow leaf and it has 2 coming off, so it's called trident. The narrow leaf is just 1 long thin leaf, so it does look very different. And the leaves are actually broader on the narrow leaf than they are on the trident leaf. Dovan Satjay, hi George, I'm from Indonesia. Can I have some tips for 100-gallon low light, low maintenance without CO2? My huge fan, by the way. You inspired me to make my first Aquascape. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Sorry, we've got another super chat. Let me just Spencer. Let me just answer this guy. So to set up 100-gallon low light, low maintenance, absolutely possible. The main thing would be to use the right plants. So I would use Anubius, Cryptocorynes, Java fern, Bucophilandra, maybe mosses as well. But keep it low light plants, and then you'll be able to keep it no CO2. Simple as that, really. But make sure you buy really good quality plants. Plant really heavily as well. Maybe plant some fast-growing weeds such as Hygrophila siamensis 53B, one of my favourites, which will do well in low light as well. Okay, so we've got Spencer Bray. Hello, mate. Love hearing about all your updates. Pretty exciting fall season for you coming up. Getting a book published, unmarried. Congrats and thanks again for all you do. Thank you so much, Spencer. I really appreciate the super chat. Donald Fish Vibes. Can't do super chats from the Caribbean. Sorry about that, but try to ask a question anyway, and I'll see what I can do. I appreciate the thought. CI Web. I can't pronounce your name. Something fireworks. Any more competitions against MD fish tanks? Not yet, but hopefully he'll be coming up to Huntingdon to see Aquarium Gardens at some point soon, and then hopefully we can get together, maybe do a bit of a collab when he's in the area. Oh, he's online. Hi, Mark. How you doing, mate? Hi, George. Mohammed Latif. Hi, George. Can I use Liliopsis brasiliensis for dry start method? Yes, especially if you've bought it in its out of water form, emerged form, it should be fine. Paul Westcott. Hi, George. Is there a general rule when aquascaping with rocks to what size should go behind the main rocks to help with depth? Not really. I don't think there is a general rule. I think the general rule is do what you think looks good, but you can use guidelines like the rule of thirds, things like this. But just go with what you think looks best. Just keep practicing, use different size rocks, and see how you know. It's all down to you and your taste at the end of the day. That's a good question, Michael Largent. If you had the opportunity to ask Takashi Amano one question, what would it be? God, I don't know. That's a deep one. I have to have a think about that. Andrea Viviani, hey, what does cause green spot algae? How can I ever get rid of them? I only get them on plants under direct light. You normally it gets on slow growing plants with too much light. You can try dosing more phosphate. That can help if you've got good growing conditions. So try that. Deborah Sanders, time to hit that like button. Yes, please hit the like button, guys, if you're enjoying it. Hi, George. How's your ADA Pink Panther plant growing in your 1200? Really interested if it's an easy plant to grow and does it well on non-CO2 injection. Hi, Ramondo. It is growing really slowly, but it is growing. I'm not sure how it would do with no CO2. I do inject CO2 on the 1200. Andrew, hi, George. What tips do you have for aquascaping a cube aquarium over a normal one? That's a really good question, Andrew. So a cube aquarium, you really need to consider height. And if you're going to be viewing it from three sides, which you often are with a cube, consider how it's going to be viewed best, from all three sides. So a lot of the time, an island composition will work well with a cube. If you're only viewing it from one side, then a triangular position might work better. And think about just leaf forms. So you might want to go for sort of more kind of vertical element plants rather than sort of bushier plants, just to kind of enhance this kind of cube effect. But it's really down to you at the end of the day what your taste is. Oh, Nuno Gomez or Gomes, don't really have a question. Just wanted to show my appreciation for the work you do. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, Nuno. I think I saw one of your escapes recently on Facebook and it looked great. So thank you. Lots of questions coming through, guys. I apologize for not getting through all of you. Grant Gwyn, moving home, what do you recommend to move my tank? Planted 240 litre, hundreds of shrimp, few snails, 2 dozen ruby tetra. Thanks. It depends really, Grant. Thanks for the question. Really depends how far you're moving and how long that move is going to take. So if it was a move under a few hours, and I've done this before, I would actually drain the water as low as possible, just maybe a centimetre or so of water. This will give you the room to net the fish out quite easily. Put the fish in a separate container, ideally with like an air pump and a heater, maybe battery powered if it's going to be a long distance thing. But most fish, especially small fish, will be okay in like a sealed bucket for a few hours without any heating or filtration. Just obviously get them into a filtered tank as soon as possible. Keep the shrimp in there. They'll be absolutely fine with just a little bit of water for a good few hours. And then use cling film and maybe wet paper towels, and just keep all of the plants wet. Keep them from evaporating. So you can either just cling film the top of the tank, and then maybe use like bubble wrap to kind of pad out between the glass and the hardscape, just to stop everything from moving around. And then if you're quite strong, you might be able to lift it with one other person. But if not, get 4 people, one on each corner. Lift it into your car or van or whatever, really slowly to your new location, and then just reverse the process. Simple as that. Marine reefers make a nano saltwater tank. There are plans in place to do marine at some point. Watch this space. Ashen Gomez, hi, my crypt flamingo melted in the first few days, same as yours. Any update on it? Big fan. Keep up the great vids. It is growing back, I'm very happy to say. It's the ADA Pink Panther crypt, so it is growing back, but really slowly. It is shaded by a lot of plants above, so I'm not expecting super fast growth. Hi, George. How does one know when a tissue culture cup is past its prime and not worth planting? Turn it upside down and look at the roots. If the roots aren't white and the leaves starting to go pale, then you're going to have a hard time with it. KCI Webb's Fireworks. You should definitely have a proper scape off with Mark. Let's see, maybe. Tanvir, weekly fertilizer dosage or daily fertilizer dose? What do you prefer? Definitely daily, little and often. Hemraj Chowdhury, hi George, I have a fairly high lighting in my tanks. However, my Ludwigia plustrius stays slightly yellowish with a reddish tint. Any suggestions? More light and more nutrients is the easy answer to that one. Sam Harlan, how many Chindongo Sulawesi in the 175 litre, and what size a filter was it? Looking to stock 180 litre in the future. Hi Sam, I have 10 in there. I have 4 male and 6 female, I think. And it's 175 litre, and I'm filtering it with an Awase Biomaster 350 thermo. I am doing 2 large water changes every week because they are messy fish. Okay. How do I deal with algae problems? I get this question so much. Just focus on really healthy plant growth and lots of it. Easy answer. Am I doing 6 Lee Mouse? Are you doing any more events at Aqua Depot? It's easier for a lot of us to get to than Aquarium Gardens. Not in the near future. They are in the process of moving premises, so I won't be doing that anytime soon. Aquarium Gardens is in Huntingdon, which is easy to get to on the train. There is a fast train from London to Huntingdon. So if you do want to make that trip, then there's a bus service from the train station to very, very near Aquarium Gardens. So it is quite accessible. What are we talking about now? Pool broth. My microsome Trident has gone brown and mushy. What might that be? Any number of things, but Trident fern is actually quite tricky. So it does need better light and CO2 than the other Java ferns. So maybe it's that. Hugo, hi George. What do I recommend? Do I recommend the blackout method for dealing with BGA and for how long? Yes, really good method, 72 hours, but make sure you treat the actual cause of the BGA and not just the symptom. MD Fish Tanks is having a chat about maybe, tell me he's getting 3 more tanks tomorrow. Not sure George can only have 4. Because if I had more than 4, then they'd all look rubbish, basically, because I haven't got time to maintain more than 4. KCI Webs Fireworks, would a 350 Thermo be right for a 90 litre? Yes, yeah, it should be fine. Just don't overstock it. Sharpies, models and aquatics. How's the Aquascape for a YZ at Norwich Forum doing? Great talk and good fun being an assistant. It's doing really well, actually. They posted, if you go onto the YZ UK Facebook page and Instagram, you should see an update of it there. It looks really nice. Drizzle play. What is an often reason for plants to melt in a new setup? Normally, it's just a poor quality plant or a poor quality system, or both. So a lot of time you'll buy the plant and it's a merged form, which means it's been grown out of water, and then you put it in your tank, which is obviously underwater, and then it can struggle to make this adaptation. It will struggle more to make the adaptation if you haven't got a good quality system or a good quality plant. So if you buy a good quality plant, so make sure you buy it straight from hopefully get it from the store as soon as they've got it from the supplier, and then make sure you've got an ideal system to grow that plant, and you should be okay. Okay, guys, another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to sign off. Oh, so many questions coming through. Really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button if you are enjoying the content. MD, hi George, do you use osmosis water in your tanks? No, I don't. I only use my tap water, which is actually really hard. I think the TDS is about 300 or 400 at least, maybe more. The pH, in fact, the pH of my cichlid tank is 8.2. Yes, so I have a pH monitor, electric monitor in there at the moment, and from Senai, and yeah, it tells me exactly what my pH is 24/7, and I can tell you it's 8.2. So that's pretty much how it comes out of my tap. It will be a little bit higher potentially because I have lots of mini landscape rock in there. But yeah, my water is super hard. I have to go through lots of CO2 to make sure the plants grow healthily. Hard Cheese asks, am I into normal gardening? Not really, but I am getting more interested in it. Coincidentally, I've been doing some kind of, I wouldn't call it gardening, I'll call it landscape management today. I don't know if you guys know, but in the UK, we've had really high winds. And I have, if you guys might even be able to see out the window. Yeah. So here is lots and lots of kind of bramble bushes and ivy growing quite neatly on the top of our wall, our garden wall here. And then the wind was so high, it actually blew a load onto the pavement, which is a public footway outside our home. So myself and Emma, my fiance, spent half the day today kind of cutting it all back and taking it all to the sort of the tip to get rid of it all, because it was blocking. It literally blocked the path. So anyway, to answer your question, not into gardening. I'd like to be a much better gardener, but it's just having the time, to do these things. I'd love to do a terrarium with a dart frog. I go to Scape Nature quite frequently, and they have an amazing boil bear with some dart frogs in there. I'd love to have something like that. Greg N from California, from Canada, five Canadian dollars. Thanks for all the sharing your knowledge. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Very grateful. Paul Ballantyne, hi George. I think the King of Hawaii should ask you to scape a tank in his gallery. I agree. I've offered my services several times, but so far, it's not happened. So no problem. I've got enough tanks to scape in the UK and other places. I am potentially going to Calgary actually fairly soon. So I'll keep you updated on that as and when it happens. Yay, little Bobby. How you doing, mate? It's one of my all-time favourite subscribers. He always leaves comments on pretty much all of the videos. New Mexico Aquatics, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Gemma Simmons Garlinge, hi George. What could have caused my boost flowers to melt before they opened? It's a really tricky one. Normally they open quite nicely, but any kind of melting is a sign that it's not quite maybe adapted to the conditions that that the plant's in, or they're just not, the conditions aren't ideal. But to be honest, when a plant flowers underwater, it's actually a sign that it's an aquatic plant, and it actually, in theory, shouldn't really flower underwater because there's no chance of that flower kind of being used for pollination. So I wouldn't worry too much. As long as the leaves are healthy and you're getting new leaf growth, then try not to worry about it too much, although it is frustrating because the flowers do look quite beautiful. School of Science, 1878. How to avoid Anubius attracting algae. Really easy tip is to keep it shaded. So one of the things I like to do is kind of wedge it in between wood and rocks, and then have maybe a Java fern or some other plant over the top to keep it shaded. That's a really nice and easy way to keep it from getting algae. Other ways are just to make sure it's getting plenty of circulation, good nutrients, and not too much light. If you're using a lot of light, then you need to balance that with more CO2 and more fertilizers. So bear that in mind as well. Yeah, no problem, Gemma. Siobhan Phillips, hi George. Just about to plant some hydrocotyle in my first ever planted tank. Low light, gravel substrate. Do you think it will grow in there? It depends on the species of hydrocotyle. If it's the tripartita, it could be okay. This is a very easy plant. If it's the leucocophala, then again, that's easy. The verticillata is much more tricky, and I can't forget the other species. Let me know in the comment below if you know the species, and I should be able to tell you. Yeah, you're welcome, School of Science. Hey, Ben Power. Okay, guys, special shout out to Ben. Ben is an illustrator and graphic designer, and some of you may have seen the new artwork on my channel. So if you look at my banner, in fact, I'm going to show you a picture of it right now. He did this amazing illustration, and exclusive, no pressure, Ben, but I'm getting Ben to animate this for me, hopefully. So you guys could have probably seen this already, maybe some of you. But Ben did that. So shout out to Ben, epic work. And I do actually have a special gift on its way to Ben as well for helping me out so much. Anyway, Ben's got a question. Hi, George. Any idea why a female ember tetra might suddenly become territorial? 35-litre Denalay tank and only embers in with her. No. Ember tetras are normally very peaceful community kind of fish, so it might be some sort of spawning behavior, I guess. To be honest, I'm not an expert on sort of fish behavior when it comes to tetras, so I'm afraid I can't answer that one for you. Maybe some of the guys listening might know more than me. Oh, Siobhan, it's the Japan one. Cheers. Yeah, so that's the hydrocotyle tripartita. it should go okay. It does prefer like a nutrient-rich substrate, like a soil, but if you give it some decent liquid fertilizers, hopefully you've got quite good lighting, and it should grow quite well. Wow. Planted Element. I don't know much about ADA products, but I have the chance to get a second-hand 60p with a stand in RGB for $500. Thoughts? That sounds like a good deal to me. If the tank is in good condition, I don't know if it's an ADA stand, and if it's the ADA Sailor RGB, then for $500 that is a bargain, and I would definitely consider getting that if you can afford it. The Solar RGB in the UK is £800 or £900, which is over $1,000 on its own. So just for the lights, it's worth. I'd be considering getting that for $500. Excuse me for not pronouncing these names correctly. Got so many questions. Adalberto Trejulo. Hi, George. My tissue culture Monte Carlo plants are turning squishy, and I lose the whole plant portion of the Monte Carlo plant. Is this normal? It's basically melting. So your plant is either poorly to start with and really struggling to adapt to its new conditions, or your conditions aren't good enough to grow, hopefully, the healthy plant. So one of those two things need addressing. Ryan Hughes, hydrocotyle species, Japan is harder, CO2. Yeah, you might need CO2. I have grown it without CO2. If you've got a good quality plant, good lighting, good fertilizer, you should be okay without CO2. Gary Haslam, would a dual 450 litre with its own internal filter and LED system be suitable for a planted aquarium? Do I need more external filters? When can we expect the book? Yes, it should be fine. It's not a huge level of circulation from that internal filter, but you'll be fine. I would stick to easier plants if you didn't want to inject CO2. If you did want to inject CO2, then you might need to get more circulation in there. And the book will hopefully be released early next year sometime, but I can't guarantee that. Michael, under substrate CO2 injection, possible benefits? Never even thought about that. Just thinking, I'm not sure any kind of excess sort of movement in the substrate would probably disrupt root growth. So from that perspective, it probably wouldn't be great. I'm not sure though. That's a good question. Never heard of that question before. New Mexico Aquatics. I asked you in the past what happened to the Aquascaping podcast. Now I'd like ask what happened to Scape Food podcast, if you know. Yeah, just the guys are so busy with other things in their lives. Simple as that. Yeah, no other reason really. Check out the Acarus podcast though. Randy Reed, really good guy, really interesting guests. I've been on there as well. If you haven't heard the interview yet. Okay, guys. Last minute or so. Jordan Tate 95. What about the mystery fish in the 500 gal tank? Will we get an update? Yes, we will. I do work quite closely with the guy whose tank it is. I just need to go and visit him. So we will definitely get an update of that at some point. Paul Westcott, what would be a good additive for my RO only tank? My tap water is over 500 ppm and I have easy access to RO water for my first proper scape. Yeah, you wouldn't use an additive. If you've got RO water, I would probably just dilute it, half RO, half tap. That would give you 250 TDS, which is fine. Yeah, thanks, little Bobby. Appreciate it. Siobhan, well, I came across this by accident and it's put a big smile on my face. Thank you, George, and ramble on. You're welcome. Appreciate the comments. Okay, guys, I'm going to say cheerio now. Thank you so much for watching. A very kind of short notice live stream, bit of a Q&A at the end, of some news at the beginning. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you do hit that thumbs up button. It's really appreciated. There will be some videos coming soon this week, and I look forward to sharing those with you. And keep your eyes out for that 100,000 giveaway, because I've got that ADA, or the Dewar Aqua 30 tank to give away. I'll release details on how that's going to be chosen. Also got some of these prints to give away as well, and no doubt there'll be some other kind of giveaway, which I'm very excited about. So as always, very grateful for all of you for subscribing and commenting and hitting that thumbs up button. You take care. Keep on scaping. Cheerio.